We've all seen some pretty disturbing things over the years with Five Nights at Freddy's, but the new plan that William Afton, otherwise known as Glitchtrap, has to resurrect himself from a digital bunny is set to play itself out in Security Breach, and is much worse than anything that's come before. Diving into this theory, we'll uncover something far worse than a simple revival of the serial killer William Afton. This is the Glitchtrap revival theory. Now, I love holidays, and the older I get, the more I find myself enjoying the feel in the air for days like Christmas morning, so much that I rush to set up my ancient Wii U and not the PS5 because God forbid I break the bank on that one, but it's gonna happen because finally, after 7 years, we've gotten the biggest innovation in gaming history: walking. Full on walking. And thanks to a series of leaked emails within the world of FNAF, we are able to walk through 3 different sets of data leaks showing us the events leading up to not only Help Wanted, but also to Security Breach. Events that give us insight into how the entire game of FNAF Security Breach is simply a well thought out and staged plan of Glitchtraps coming to fruition. You see, after Springtrap and the other animatronics were defeated at the end of FNAF Pizzeria Simulator, the animatronics' scrap remains were obtained by Fazbear Entertainment, who contracted workers to scan each of their circuit boards. Upon scanning Springtrap's, or now Scraptrap's, circuit board, the soul of William Afton was then embedded as a virus in Fazbear's computer system, where William, now known as Glitchtrap, went to work on breaking into the mind of an unfortunate beta tester for Fazbear's new VR game, Help Wanted, named Vanessa A. Following the events of Help Wanted, we can view a set of emails between a Lewis and a Ness, who, when reading through the company's data leaks, we can find to be Vanessa A, where their strange conversation goes as follows. "Hey, Ness, I hope you're having a good day. It's no big deal, but I wanted to reach out off the radar and remind you about the company policy about personal internet usage. Certain words and phrases trigger red flag reports. Basically, anything mentioning torture is going to raise the alarm. Hey, Ness, just a quick FYI, I know I mentioned trigger words, but the AI is actually a little more sophisticated than that. So, the word compliance by itself isn't going to set off any red flags, but the sentence, how to induce compliance in human subjects and how to induce self-compliance, did actually get my attention. I also thought it was strange that these were immediately followed by searches that couldn't possibly have any relevant answers for you. Did you search for help by itself? Ness, I didn't want to put this in writing, but over the weekend, did you happen to create an IT department email address for yourself and use company credentials to reach out to a subcontractor and access their system? Does Pizzaplex mean anything to you? Whoever created those false credentials also used them to override security protocols and allow a data packet through after it was flagged as a virus. Please just let me know you're okay. There is a package here for you from a fabric company. Are you making a costume?" Through these emails, we can glean what was happening with Vanessa after she was infected by Glitchtrap, who, now having 2 sides, is doing some alarming research, ordering materials for her rabbit costume, and posing as a fake senior IT representative using the fake credential Pizzaplex, thus accessing and overriding Fazbear's system and allowing the Glitchtrap virus to get into Fazbear's Pizzaplex, aka the location of Security Breach. We could even say that her searching terms like how to induce compliance in human subjects is actually Glitchtrap searching for how to gain complete control over Vanessa. Vanessa, who I will also say listed herself as wanting a bunny-shaped cake for her birthday. Least to say, it's breathtaking how a small project created by one person became an internet legend and made it this far. And this is where Security Breach comes in, as the last leaked set of information coming in the form of Fazbear's transfer and layoff log, interestingly enough, shows that Vanessa has put in and been approved for a transfer request for security to security, transferring her from her current security job to another within the company. Wonder where that might be. We also hear from the contractors who, from Vanessa overriding Fazbear's system, panic, saying, "Hey, guys, I just got kicked off the system. I finished scanning the last set of circuit boards Dan brought me, but now I'm locked out. Is anyone else getting this unknown error? Please immediately cease all work on Fazbear Entertainment properties. Due to unforeseen circumstances, Fazbear Entertainment is ordering a halt to work on all existing contracts, especially in reference to any vintage hardware." Turns out that wasn't just a glitch. We released a virus when we scanned that last circuit board. It's spreading really fast. We're going to need all hands on deck. The A's got the virus isolated in one location location now. Not sure why they're letting it linger in one spot rather than just wiping it out, but whatever, it's off our systems. Guys, we are officially clear. The virus is 100% out of the system. And Vanessa, having successfully tricked all the contractors into thinking that the virus was eliminated, we see a follow-up conversation saying, "An unknown user just sent a command. Somebody's using our system to give commands to active animatronics. Somebody just turned off the safety features. I can't turn them back on. Are we sure VA from Fazbear isn't still accessing the system? I'm locked out of my computer. I can't tell what's happening. I can't shut down the system." And that's where it ends, with Vanessa and thus Glitchtrap obtaining exclusive access to all of the animatronics in the Pizzaplex for one fateful night. So where does Gregory fit into all of this? Well, going back to our conversation between a mind-controlled Vanessa and Glitchtrap in Help Wanted, we hear them say, "Stay the course. I will. Focus on my voice. I will. Don't let anyone lead you astray. I won't. Have you selected one? I have." And by "have you selected the one," I believe Glitchtrap is asking Vanessa if she has selected a child by the name of Gregory, who gets locked inside the Pizzaplex at night and has to avoid all of the animatronics that Glitchtrap is controlling, all to capture Gregory. But for what purpose? Why Gregory specifically? I mean, isn't it strange for a lone child to somehow find themselves stranded in a new funplex at night? Where are Gregory's parents in all of this? Wouldn't they be looking for him? Well, what if his parent was right there? Vanessa, the security guard. As strange as this sounds, a plausible way for Gregory to still be in the building after hours is if he was with his adopted mother, who is a security guard. And this is the night that Glitchtrap was planning for all along. Glitchtrap had Vanessa select a proper child for her to adopt, or in this case legally kidnap, and then keep them in the Pizzaplex after hours that Glitchtrap has completely taken over and thus can easily lock him inside. Thankfully, Gregory has Freddy, or who you can mistake as Optimus Prime, looking after him.
"Gregory, be still. I think she's found us."
But there was one snag in all of this that Glitchtrap hasn't been able to get fully past. Vanessa. She's still fighting for control of her own mind, which gives Gregory the option to fight back. In the game, we can see that Vanessa obviously cares for Gregory, as we get a shot of her looking in terror as Gregory takes a ride down an elevator, and we hear her say,
"Gregory, we can get you out of here. You and me together."
What if Gregory was the only thing Vanessa had to hold on to, keeping her sanity in check? Either that or he is a child that just happened to be trapped inside the Pizzaplex, but adopted or not, I think Gregory's trapping was still planned and that Vanessa wants to help him. But Gregory believes that he can't trust her as we get footage of him avoiding her altogether. Then as the night goes on and the animatronics fell to catch Gregory, that is when Glitchtrap will push Vanessa to become Vanny and hunt Gregory down. So where does Freddy fit into all of this? How come he's on Gregory's side, letting Gregory pilot him around like a Gundam suit? At least the child chooses to go in the suit this time. Again, we go back to Vanessa, who, even though she allowed Glitchtrap to infect the coding of all of the Glamrock animatronics, the part of Vanessa that's still in there was able to install a code that made Freddy glitch out and protect Gregory. And Freddy, having whatever anti-Glitchtrap virus in him, is now perfect for Gregory to use to fight his way out, forcing Glitchtrap to possibly pull his ultimate trump card before Gregory slips away. And being the critical thinkers that you are, I think you know where I'm going with this. The reason why Glitchtrap set all of this up is because he's looking for a proper vessel that he can inhabit and reincarnate himself into. But it actually gets much worse than that. Vanessa is truly cranking the gears in her brain as she attempts to become mentally strong enough to get rid of Glitchtrap once and for all. Being able to work your brain instead of just obediently going along with whatever you're told to do is what I'm proud to say this community of critical thinkers is about. So did any of you find it weird that Fazbear Entertainment can afford a whole mall but not electricity during the night? Anyways, knowing that Glitchtrap wants Gregory for a reason, most likely to take over his body, is cause enough for alarm. But that would make Gregory the second person to be taken over by Glitchtrap, and And what happens to Vanessa? Will Glitchtrap's influence over her mind just leave once he's inhabited his perfect vessel? I'm not convinced. You see, even though Glitchtrap, who acts as a virus, is inside the mind of Vanessa, he also has been simultaneously existing outside of Vanessa in Fazbear's system, allowing him to literally be in two places at once. So acting like the virus that he is, why not exist in three places at once by adding Gregory to what could be an ever-increasing collection of people whose minds he's taken over? But maybe the influence of his soul can only stretch so far, as his soul is already having enough trouble staying in both Fazbear's system and Vanessa. So trying to inhabit more than one person or place at once may be too much for him. But if you happen to still find yourself sitting on the fence as to whether Glitchtrap's plan is to take over Gregory's body, then this seemingly small detail might just change your mind. In the end of the first trailer, we see a long robotic claw arm scraping against the ground, with Vanessa saying,
"There is more going on here than you realize."
This long arm has been thought to be Glitchtrap inhabiting a large scrap pile of animatronic parts in what could be his final ace-in-the-hole attempt to capture Gregory. Because who in their right murderous mind would want to exist as a giant scrap monster, especially after going through games worth of trouble to trap one kid into a multi-million-dollar megaplex at night? I have this video showing you why those small details really do make for the most interesting theories. And subscribe so you don't miss my follow-up FNAF theory.